Hi, Kenny here, and I am getting my little tool. Actually, I'm just leaving the house with my microphone, GoPro, and my action camera and my mic to go out for a little ride to pick up some chocolate. It's a chocolate run, and it's tickling my nose, this little furry bat. I thought I'd make something, and I'm not sure what direction this video is gonna go, but it's probably gonna be a little bit of a reflection on what I kind of gather with my motor camp trip, and the rain just kind of passed, and which is kind of nice. It's a little humid. It has been a little bit humid today, but this week really. But yeah, let's go for a ride. Make sure I always do the butt pat. Make sure my wallet's in my pocket. Go for a ride on the Bullet 350, and partly looking to make something because I haven't done anything in a while, but also partly just to kind of feel out some thoughts and get some thoughts on the idea of motorcycling, because like I have always been very utilitarian when it comes to using my two-wheeled machine. So my e-bike, obviously, we travel as a family. And by the way, we just went out to Toronto Island not too long ago. And man, Toronto Island on an e-bike is like the best hack ever, because it could be a hot day. You could have a cold breeze, and you're not pedaling a whole lot, just kind of taking it all in, and you can get all over the island. And Toronto Island is fantastic. My family's always loved Toronto Island, and Centerville has a lot of splash pads. Just good fun for the kids if you got little ones. So I mean, I've always find, the funniest thing is when I started motorcycling, I would look at these riders that just ride around. You see them in catalogs, you see them in like ads and TikTok, all over TikTok, just riding around with fuck all on them. Like, we're not even talking about like a fanny pack. I don't know. Do they carry water? I don't know. Like, they're not carrying anything. And I've always found that to be a little weird, and I equate it to like the guys that ride bicycles with like a jersey and tights and hauling nothing, right? So I've always come from it at a very practical perspective. And I get that people want to ride motorcycles as a hobby, just like you have cyclists that want to just ride and not carry anything, and they're doing the tour to whatever town they're in, and that's all good. Like, I'm not knocking it, but I always found that a little weird from my perspective, because I think I'm a pretty practical guy. And after my moto camping trip, I guess I just realized that like motorcycling for me is not going to be a hobby. Like, it's not going to be strictly a hobby. I think it's going to be a form of transport, something I use, something that enhances my experiences. And you get to hear people say things about, and because motorcycling is a hobby, just like photography can be a hobby, people like to take it to the extreme. And I guess I'm maybe not in the majority. I don't know if I'm in the majority or not, but like, I'm not looking to take motorcycling to the extreme. I'm very excited I'm very keen to use it as a form of transport, to get around, to enhance my life. And that could mean like going on a motor camping trip with some friends. Could mean hauling my cameras to go out and take some photos. So there's aspects of like socializing, pursuing other hobbies, and it's a good mix. It's a good mix of things to do that keeps it kind of fresh and exciting. And I guess when it comes to people that say things like, oh, like, don't get this bike and don't get that bike. You're going to get bored in like 6 months because, and I do feel like, and this is not going to be a good take, but if you're that person, you're boring. Like, find some other shit to do, man. Like, life is long, and there's a lot of things we can pursue, and it's all of these little things that you do that make it spicy and make it interesting. So, you know, if you're getting bored of motorcycling, maybe it's not for you, but also maybe you ought to infuse it with other hobbies to better get that flavor depth. You know, it's like ingredients, cooking ingredients. The things that you want to do, make a mishmash, make it round, make it messy, and mix it up, right? So, kind of my thoughts on that, but also just like, it's what makes life interesting, I think. So, I also use my motorcycle as a form of transport in that I do a lot of things I could on my motorcycle. So if I'm getting groceries, if I'm getting out and about, and if I could get away with using a motorcycle, I will. And I treat the same with bicycles. Like, if I could get around and do some of these things on a bicycle, there's a good chance I'll take a bicycle. And so it makes just driving a car can be just so boring, and doing everything on a car, it can be so boring. So I think that's where I'm kind of leading with this conversation, is that motorcycling as just a hobby, I think it could be a little too much. And I'm looking to mix it up with other things that I do, and that could involve just like socializing, going to bike meets. It could mean, going on planned routes and going touring, seeing places, meeting people. Those are all the things that, like, motorcycle gives you that freedom. And I think it's made me redefine freedom a little bit for myself, in that freedom isn't just like you can go anywhere and do whatever you want. Freedom is really having the time to focus. And I think the reasons I've gravitated towards motorcycling, is that you are forced to kind of be present. You're kind of forced to put all the things in the past and the future behind you, kind of live in the moment. And I think if you are a photographer and you understand the mechanisms of time, and you also realize that, like, time is precious. Time is so precious, and to have that kind of time to dedicate yourself to a pursuit, it can't get any better. I mean, that's freedom, man. It's freedom to do all of these things when you want, wherever you want. Doesn't get better than that. So I don't know where this takes me when it comes to discussing the benefits of motorcycling, but I think, yeah, so far, loving motorcycling, loving getting around on a bike. I want to pursue it as a form of transportation. I think this is one of those things I realized after motor camping, is that motorcycling can be its own thing, but it can also be other things and better when you mix it up. I am by far not the most capable moto camping, and I'm kind of learning the ropes, and I've got some thoughts on how to minimize my kit a little bit more. But thoroughly enjoyed it. I think I would love to try moto camping a couple more times. One of my biggest gripe is that I don't get good sleeps without a CPAP, and it might mean that I migrate towards a portable CPAP type deal, or maybe just spend some time. Maybe I'll figure out a solution to deal with not getting good sleep, and maybe I just have to acclimate to my sleeping situation when it comes to moto camping. So that part I don't know. But what I do know is that it's kind of made me change my thoughts on how I want to see motorcycling from this point on for me. And that is just to use it, just to treat it like a form of transport. Get out there, get social, see things, and worry less about the bike I'm riding, worry more about the things I want to do ahead with the time that I've got. So, yeah, picking up some chocolate. It's going to be a chocolate run. I'm going to the bulk barn. What I like to do is put it out there. Like, do you have any hobbies that you feel closely associate yourself to motorcycles? And, you know, what are those hobbies? Maybe you just want to, like, you know, ride your motorcycle and go play pickleball or something. I don't know, but I'd love to hear what you've got going on in your life that includes motorcycles, and what, you know, I'd be interested, because that's something I might be looking into trying out or experimenting with. And yeah, I don't know if this is going to be an exciting video, but it is what it is. And thanks for watching. Cheers. Take care.